What's up, horror fans? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Horror Bin Podcast. I'm your host, Julian Fernandez, here to give you guys your recommendations, reviews, and ratings for all the horror movies and horror stuff out there, giving you guys our recommendations for your next horror movie night. Today on the pod, we're going to... This is coming out maybe a little after Pride Month, but fuck it. Pride is forever. We're keeping it going with our guest and our movie today. But let's introduce the guest. It's Mandy Robins.
Hello. Very, very happy to be here.
And welcome to NPR.
Hello.
Mandy, thank you so much for being on the show. What's your experience with horror?
Oh, man. I grew up watching a lot of horror with my dad. We were big into the Friday the 13th movies.
Nice.
We watched them all. And then I think I remember we watched the one, what was it, Jason Takes New York?
Oh, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Jason Takes Manhattan. And that was so bad. And my dad was just like, I'm done. Like, we're not watching it. We're not watching it anymore. But I would do like horror movie nights with my dad. And so it was just like a nice thing growing up that I shared with them. I was never scared as a kid.
Yeah.
So I feel like I am like genuinely a really hard person to scare.
Oh, okay.
I don't get scared by movies. I'm like one of those people that's like only real life scares me.
Do you ever go to like haunted houses or like horror nights or Not Scary Farm or anything?
I haven't been out here, but I'm from New England, and I feel like there's a big tradition of that in New England, of like the haunted hay rides where the people come out and they like pinch you and they're like, hee hee hee.
Okay, they do stuff different out on the East Coast than that's not how we roll out here. No.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Okay, and then so after Jason Takes Manhattan, your dad was just kind of like done with horror or done with like
he was done with Jason. Jason let him down. He was like, this is...
So he never went with Jason to space?
No. Wait, Jason went to space?
Jason X, he goes to space.
Oh yeah, no, we did not watch
Good.
that one.
It would have broken his heart. It's if you think Jason Takes Manhattan is bad. Woo!
What does he just like get stuck on a shuttle? Like...
No, so the way it happens is the government it's just sound crazy. The government captures Jason. And they're like, we're gonna cryo freeze him, and then we're gonna figure out how to destroy him, and this and that. There's like one scientist is like, you can't kill him. Then he gets loose. Her and Jason get cryo freezed. It's like 1,000 years later, and this it sounds more. The more I'm like thinking about explaining it, the more I'm like, this sounds like the ramblings of a mad person. A space school trip, like a college space school trip. Comes to Earth, which is like barren wasteland now. So now it's like a field trip place. They go, they discover both bodies, they take them onto the ship and reanimate them. They reanimate the girl, and then because two people are having sex on the ship, Jason comes back to life and proceeds to kill everybody on the spaceship.
So Jason's just like the immortal incel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how I always read it.
Yeah.
That's how I always watch those movies.
Sex equals death.
Yeah. Speaking of sex, though, we won't even get that much sex in this movie.
No,
Weirdly
and
enough.
I remember watching this movie as a kid and thinking that it was horny. It was hornier than I remember.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, because I remember when you brought it up, I started gushing over the fact that I remembered the advertising, the trailers for all this, and thinking the same thing, thinking like, oh, it's like probably gonna be like very like crazy explicit, or but like she's gonna try to fucking scissor each other and all this and crazy shit and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
No, pretty tame in terms of.
I mean, there are some scenes we'll talk about later where I'm like, oh, that's a little freaky. We
won't leave you guys in suspense talking about this horned up movie that's not horned up. We're talking about The Roommate, released in 2011. Before we get into that, though, let's take a look at the trailer. There are over 2,000 I fuck it up. And over 16 million students. But there's only one you live with.
Your roommate, Rebecca. Hi, I'm Sarah.
The movie is not this bright. Like they really like the movie itself is like there's a lot of shadows. They really up the color in the trailer. It is not this bright.
And all this, the new friendship. All this looks like someone got an early copy of Final Cut and made this trailer.
Did you see that guy checking you out?
Song's a banger.
Until Eric.
Uh-oh.
I'm her only friend.
His face. Mm?
This is your home? It was never a home when I lived here.
Rebecca's doing really well.
She's doing good.
She's taking her medication.
Medication.
Bum bum.
Rebecca,
Get out of there, Ashley Tisdale.
something is up with your roommate.
Put some
What do you
respect
mean?
on what's Ali Michalka's name?
Oh wait, no, that's. Did I say the wrong actress's name?
She's from Ali and AJ.
Hello?
What's her last name though?
Michalka, I think.
Oh, who's Ashley Tisdale?
That Sharpay.
Yeah, that's her.
No, it's not. It's not the same. I am a child of the early 2000s.
And I was a
Disney.
teen of the High School Musical era.
That is not Ashley Tisdale.
You're right. I just had a religious reawakening moment. Yes, you're right. You're right.
I know.
I know. The roommate. The greatest shot that I don't think is in the movie.
I don't remember that in the movie.
For those that are just listening, the ending of the trailer. The ending of the trailer is her laying on the bed, and then out of the shadows, the roommate comes over and puts her hand just over her face. Oh my God. Garbage movie, but I'm so excited we're talking about it.
Hot trash.
Oh my God. It is The Roommate. Like I said, 2011, directed by Christian E. Christensen. Too many Christians in the name. And written by Sony Malhai. Go with that. And for those that don't know, when a college freshman Sarah arrives on campus for the first time, she befriends her roommate, Rebecca, unaware that the girl is becoming dangerously obsessed with her. Yeah. Pretty accurate. And just so I can give Mandy some due, Ali
Michalka?
This is her name right there. Ali
Michalka? You guys know
It's
from
not
Ali,
Ashley Tisdale.
It's not but Ali and AJ. This is the
I know her from
potential
Phil of the
breakup.
Future.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Phil of the Future.
I grew up on Phil of the Future, dude.
Cowbells, yeah.
Oh yeah, Cowbell. That was a
Yes.
movie, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's right.
But you don't know like the band Ali and AJ.
That with her sister.
Their sister.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Ali was the more successful one.
Yeah. Well, she's still working. I think she was in a show that I watched a CW show I watched on Netflix. iZombie.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Allie's in that one. She's good.
I mean, she actually she brought some sass to this role.
Yeah.
that I did like. She was like the party girl.
She plays the party girl, a freshman that you meet. I have no frame of reference. Did you go to like an actual college or community college?
I
went to community college.
So I started at community college. Shout out Berkshire Community College, and then I went to this really small school in Vermont called Landmark College, and then I just kind of went to college like all over Vermont.
Oh, okay, all right. Did you have an assigned roommate?
Yes, I did have an assigned roommate.
How was that?
So I will say the school that I went to, that I started at, Landmark College in Vermont, was a school for kids with learning disabilities. And so you had to have like a diagnosed learning disability to get in. I have really bad like ADHD, and I have dyscalculia and dyslexia and, all that shit.
Yeah.
But then there were, a lot of kids there too that were on the spectrum. And my roommate was this really nice girl from the Bay Area with like overprotective parents. And I remember she had never smelled weed before. And I brought weed into the room, and I remember her being like, "What's that smell?" And I felt so bad that I like corrupted this like sweet, like mousy, like
You
girl
were
on the
the-
spectrum who's like going to being like away from her family the first time.
You were the Rebecca in this.
I was the Rebecca in this situation.
Oh man, yeah. When you recommended this, I remembered seeing the trailers. I remember it's very of the 2010s.
Yes. Yeah.
From minute one, and it is hilarious. The girl Minka Kelly, who plays Sarah, our main protagonist, is in college for fashion, yet wears a fedora the entire movie.
Yeah, she got a fedora. She's got a big scarf. Also, she does a thing where I love when it's like somebody who's into fashion. They have a purse, not a backpack. That's like the big thing. You're just always carrying. I don't carry a backpack.
I don't believe in books.
Yes, yeah. It's all up here. Fashion. All I need is my eyes.
Yeah. And one cast member that is I think needed to be announced and everything. We got Billy Zane in this movie. Fucking love Billy. Like I remember watching this when I was watching for this. Just sitting and watching him, just being like, "Wow, this is a weird movie." Blah blah blah. Then Billy Zane pops in, like Billy Zane. I'm so excited.
He is the fashion professor.
He's a fashion professor who eventually tries to take advantage of his student.
Sexy creep.
Yeah, I'm going to Paris, and I'm supposed to I usually take a sophomore, but for you, I'll make an exception. Oh.
he calls her designs at one point. He's like, they're just so interesting and kinky. It's like, that's what I don't like that word to describe a drawing.
Got so horned up by your doodles. I've never had like a roommate or anything. So I've never had that experience with somebody that's like, other than like family and like siblings. I've never had an experience with somebody it's like they're on you 24/7. Have you ever had like someone's just like, I gotta hang out, I gotta be, because she's like she's all over Sarah 24/7, which is wild, which is annoying.
I've never had a situation like that, but I do remember that when I was in high school, there was this girl that I was like kind of friends with. And then I remember when I dyed my hair blue, she dyed her hair blue the next day. And then she started smoking like the same brand of cigarettes as me. And I just, it was the roommate situation to a much lesser extent. And I just didn't, but also I'm like, everybody in high school is like finding out who they are. So, I don't fault her for that.
Yeah.
But it did make me feel like some type of way.
Yeah. At the time, after the fact, it's that mentality of like people are trying to figure themselves out and everything. But I think in the moment, I think.
And you're like, why is she so obsessed with me?
God.
Yeah.
Ugh, David. Yeah. Yeah. And then in terms of just like overall horror, this really doesn't start kicking up any kind of creepiness or anything like that until about the midway point.
Yeah, it's not scary. It's not.
No.
I mean, I would describe this, I guess, like technically as like a thriller, right?
It would be more of a thriller. I do. You do get the vibe of I mean, it's a scary situation to be in, where someone is trying to control the people around your life or what's going on and who you can and can't interact with. It is a scary situation. Would it technically, I think like the last third would constitute a bit more horror, but the entire movie itself does lend itself to more thriller than horror.
Well, this movie is essentially just single white female.
Yes.
It's essentially, it's like a millennial single white female.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's all that really needs to be done. A much better movie, single white female.
Yeah, and then it does have like those undertones of like a queer storyline as well too, because there are hints of like it's not just a friendship attachment. It does, especially towards one person, because we do go to a club. But you do get a sense of like maybe there's more of like an attraction in the sexual or physical nature that Rebecca has for Sarah and everything. So again, like that kind of obsession does kind of
which would make sense because they look exactly like each other.
They do. They do. I had a hard time. I had a hard time every time like Sarah would walk into a room. I'm like, oh, that's Sarah. That's Rebecca.
I feel like I could only tell them apart because I think Leighton Meester's like a little bit shorter than Minka Kelly.
Yeah.
Is
I'm not gonna look up heights. Let's take a look.
they do and both teen stars of the 2000s. Minka was in Friday Night Lights, and then Leighton Meester was in Gossip Girl.
Yeah, you had Minka, Just Go With It, The Butler, 500 Days of Summer, and The Roommate are her top four.
The roommate's in the top
roommate
four.
is one of her top four, and she was in Euphoria recently. She's also in Titans as Dove, who is a main character in the show. So,
and the roommate still cracked the top.
The roommate is still the top. Oh, she was in Detroit. That's a video game, but I mean that's cool. Okay, yeah, she's done a lot more TV than she's done movies. Jane the Virgin, The Beach House.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like she did any other horror.
Yeah, not really. Leighton, what'd you do? Leighton Meester. She's also known for The Roommate.
Wait, that's also in her top four?
That's in her top four. Gossip Girl is also in her top four. Country Strong and the Adam Sandler movie, That's My Boy. I think she plays the girl that's getting married to Andy Samberg.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah.
And yeah, it doesn't really look like she really did any other kind of horror stuff on here.
I think her performance is a lot stronger than Minka Kelly's, though, because there are some scenes where even though it's like kind of like campy and like, you know, you're like, oh, this is a little silly, like she does really have that like crazy look in her.
Yeah, I agree. She does have a better performance. Minka Kelly, the way she comes across, it's very CW vibes.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know, it's that very like, we're in college. It's like every day is great until like, you know, maybe one inconvenience, but then we'll go right back to everything's great.
Yeah.
It's like, it's that weird, like just too happy. Like be sad.
Be sad.
Be a little sad. Have some sadness behind. You're wearing a fedora. You got to be sad. Come on, girl. Like we said, we've been shitting on this movie, and rightfully so, because we just found out 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
3%. Also, when you look up the fun facts for this movie, it says that this movie significantly derailed the careers of Leighton Meester and Minka Kelly.
I believe
if
that.
If you look up fun facts, that's one of the facts.
The only person who came out unscathed, Billy Zane. I was in Titanic. I don't need this movie. This is just paying off a water bill. Surprisingly, though, it was nominated for stuff. Did it win? Let's see. MTV Movie and TV Awards. Both Leighton and Minka were nominated. Leighton was nominated for Best Villain. Okay. I think warranted. Best scared as shit performance. Minka, nope.
She was not giving it.
She wasn't giving it. Teen Choice Awards. Leighton nominated for Best Villain. The movie was nominated for a drama. Who else we got? Best Actor Cam Gigandet.
Oh, that's the guy. He was in Twilight. He was in the OC.
Oh wait.
That's
Is that the guy who's the villain in the first Twilight?
He's the villain in the first Twilight with the long blonde hair. Yeah, that's
I call him Vampire Sabretooth.
He plays the boyfriend of the Minka Kelly character.
Yeah,
in this, who Rebecca does not
care for.
Which that guy kind of sucks, because right in the first scene that we meet him, he makes like a joke about date rape. Right?
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
They meet. So her first night,
she's like, I think a bit wasted, or a bit faded and everything.
They meet at a frat house, right? It's like her first night in college, and she's like, "Oh, I'm already getting invited to a party." And the guy, I think the joke was that if a girl has 3 cups and we don't take her back to our room, we are on kitchen duty, is the joke that he says. And I wrote that down. I was like, that is disgusting. And also, 2011.
Come on, Cam.
Probably one of the last times where you could make a joke like that is 2011.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's, I forgot. I forgot how they met.
Oh, I remembered because I was like,
I do remember that scene. I just forgot that, like, oh yeah, that's how they met.
Yeah,
Like,
at a frat party because he's a drummer.
he's a drummer. Ali Michalka got the female scene stealer shared with Easy A. Oh. I guess was she in Easy A the same time?
She was in Easy A.
I remember she was in Easy A, but I don't remember if it was.
It was Easy A 2011. I feel like Easy A was like.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Let's see. 2010. It preceded The Roommate. Okay.
I hope Amanda Bynes is doing well. I just remembered she was in Easy A.
Oof. Have you seen her lately? Yeah. I hope she's doing well. Thoughts to Amanda Bynes.
That's a real life horror movie. Sorry.
We'll cover Quiet on Set later. Oh man, but yeah, this you don't really get too much into like any kind of like horror. Rebecca doesn't really start going on any kind of rampage until I want to say like roughly in the middle with Allie just kind of threatening her in the shower.
Yeah, the shower scene is great. I also read a fun fact that scene took 13 hours.
Really?
To film.
Does it say why?
No, it just said that it took 13 hours to film, which
interesting.
Sound like she's wet she's in the shower.
Yeah.
Like that does not seem fun.
No.
The scene, right? She rips the
belly button piercing. Ugh.
But that is scary too. When she's like whispering in her ear, she's wearing a hoodie. She's like, "Stay away. You're a bad influence. Stay away.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. What the fuck? I just want to go to geometry. God damn it."
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then even with there's a part where one of the things that the ongoing things is that Sarah has an ex-boyfriend that keeps on bugging, keeps on trying to get a hold of her, trying to rekindle, because I guess they were supposed to go to the same college together.
Yeah, they were supposed to go to the same college. I think his name is Jason.
Of course it is.
Yeah, Jason.
Fucking Jason. And then because I just thought this was the craziest. I think one of the only kills in the movie, unless you count the cat.
The cat was fucked up.
The cat was that was not good. That was like that was like this. Yeah, this deserves a 3%. You fucking kill the cat and you just imply. Don't show me how you did it. Just tell me you lost the cat.
Yeah.
But the fact that Rebecca calls up Jason to pretend to be Sarah and is just like, I want you to come over to this hotel and just keep your eyes closed. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Let me just get on top.
But then before that too, doesn't she picks up the phone and she like masturbates on the phone?
She does.
She pretends to be the Minka Kelly character. And then she masturbates on the phone with him, which I was like, that's a little freaky.
Yeah. Wild stuff, dude. This whole movie, wild movie to watch. Hilarious. This movie is wild, hilarious, and bad all at the same time, and I'm here for it.
I saw
in,
this
the
movie
best
with
way.
my dad. I saw this movie with my dad after a trip to the orthodontist in 2011. So I was sitting in the theater with my braces just tight as hell, like having a headache, and I was like,
yeah. Oh my god! One of the last movies I saw just with me and my dad, I think, was Wolf of Wall Street. And the opening scene is him snorting coke out of a hooker's asshole.
But
and
that's
me
like
and my dad are sitting there
movie.
like, oh. Whereas, I guess this is the kind of movie we're watching. All right.
But that's like the type of movie where that seems like that, but the dad's still like, Scorsese still got it.
Yeah, he still got it. He still got it. Keep going, Scorsese. Go, Marty. Like I said, like this is one of those ones where like I remember hearing about it. I remember it being a thing. I never saw it before until you suggested it for the podcast. I'm glad you did, because it is one of those movies where I'm like, it's bad, but goddamn, am I proud to have seen it. This is It's like, it's like so bad, like you just kind of have to watch it to believe how bad it is.
It really does feel like the way that people talk about like campy horror movies from the 80s. Like this feels like of so much of its time.
Yeah.
Like this is like, it's so 2011, just like The outfits are, and everybody in this movie like still has flip phones, which was so weird to see. Because I'm like, 2011 wasn't that long ago. Like iPhones existed in 2011.
They existed, but I think it was still like a transitional thing at the time, like in terms of like people. Because I remember in high school, I think it was like my freshman or sophomore year, I was like, I want a Razor phone. Because those were the cool phones to have. Like, oh, you're goth. Your favorite phone must be a Razor. Yeah, like people just liked Razor phones for whatever reason. And then I remember just after I graduated was when like iPhones were becoming more the norm. So it's not like too far off to where it's like, you know, people would still have flip phones, but at that time they were starting to be phased out. So it's definitely a movie of its time. It has that feel of the 2010s. It's just one of those movies. It's what's that word? Oh, God damn it. It feels very dated in the word, in not the best way.
And the fashion, the male characters,
oh my God, the fashion, the male characters, the technology.
Yeah.
Billy Zane.
Did you catch the little Nina Dobrev cameo?
No.
Yeah. Well, you know who Nina Dobrev is, right? Do you?
Name sounds.
She was like on the. I'm very much like a teen drama girly, which is also one of the reasons I picked this movie because of Minka and Leighton. But Nina Dobrev has a little cameo.
Oh,
which she arguably I think is she's probably doing the best out of.
What's her top 4? The Roommate. No. No. Can you imagine? But boy, I'm sorry. Teen drama.
Teen drama was also on Degrassi. But she has.
Oh, this is a show.
What?
Teen drama?
No. I'm talking about just she was in teen dramas.
Oh,
she was in that, but
okay.
Which is a lot. I mean, you have some heavy hitters in this movie with Leighton and Minka, but she has the little cameo when they go back because Rebecca, where she's from Beverly Hills, she's from a rich family.
Yeah.
She's like, this was never a home when I lived here. When she's in
keeps her glasses on the entire time.
Yeah.
No, like just blank face, no smile whatsoever. And we go to the house, and the parents seem like.
They seem like fine people.
Normal.
Yeah.
This is like I watched them. It was like white privilege.
But when we go back, right, they have a scene at the cafe where like she runs into the Nina Dobrev character and is like we were never friends. And it's like it's implied that she's like Rebecca's like done this before.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah.
That's I guess
she literally only has like a minute of screen time.
Yeah. She's in and out.
Yeah, and you know what? Bess had the best career post Roommate probably. So.
Her and Billy Zane. I will not get off this Billy Zane train ever. I don't care what you say in the comments. Say stuff in the comments, please. Interact. I had a thought and then it left my brain. Yeah, I don't. What is the Mr. Christian? What have you done else? Nothing. All right.
He sounds like a foreign guy.
It looks like a foreign guy. If I pull up his picture here, I mean, even that headshot is pretty. This is like, let me get in black and white, and
yeah, it's giving.
And the sun just shining in one eye, just
broody Nordic guy.
Yeah, Denmark.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, we were close.
Right. He's no Lars von Trier.
Who's that?
Danish filmmaker, I think. Necrophilia.
You said necrophilia and then you just grinned at me. Your Honor, this is what she did. She said necrophilia and then smiled at me. I don't know what to feel.
Look it up.
I'm on a list now, Mandy.
I'm realizing I have a lot of useless knowledge. I'm just like, Nina Dobrev. Oh, Allie and AJ. I did not realize I have this much useless knowledge.
There's so many necro.
I think Shia LaBeouf is in it. I think it's not a horror movie, but it's like a gross movie.
With a name like Necrophilia Love Story?
Yeah. I think that's
2013.
I think that's it. Yeah. Is Shia in it?
Michael Millichamp is the director and writer. There's no Shia.
I don't know if that's the one, but anyway.
Okay.
Necrophilia.
I'll take it. I'll We'll hunt it down.
I also can be completely wrong. I forgot to take my Adderall today. And honestly, maybe Nina Dobrev wasn't in the Vampire Diaries.
This is all illusion. This isn't even a podcast.
It is Ashley Tisdale who got her belly button ring ripped out. I don't know.
Just after the musical rehearsals, in the shower, it gets her belly button ripped. Just to connect this episode to Pride Month, there's
like a brief sapphic scene, which I remembered this being. It really stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment in the movie where Sarah's starting just to have it with Rebecca. It's just starting to become a lot now. But before that, she had another fashion friend who is apparently living on her own with her own apartment, has a big enough apartment where she's like, you should be roommates with me. Yeah. And she's like, maybe I will. Let me tell my crazy roommate I'm going to move. And she tells her, and then Rebecca goes to a club to hook up with Sarah's friend.
Yes.
And then subsequently tie her to a bed.
Yes. It is funny because this friend is introduced. She's not that much older than Sarah,
which is funny because she does not to say any negative, not in a negative way, but she does look significantly older than both of them in terms of like the character. It looks like she's at least like closer to her 30s than these two supposed college freshmen.
Yeah, and so they're friends. But it's like she's only supposed to be like a few years older. But right, and then she like looks at her profile and she's like, Irene likes the girls, huh? It's like they don't say that she's gay. The Rebecca just is like, seems like she likes the girls.
According to her MySpace page.
Yeah, exactly. That's
if you really want to date this movie. But they actually they have like their own version, which I love. I love it when like movies are like, we can't afford to have the name Facebook or MySpace in our movie. Let's just make a Friendser with a Z.
And I'm her only friend.
Oh my God. Did you get like because I mean one could say, because there's like an old trope. There's an Apple documentary. I can't remember what it's called, but it's all about like queer representation in media and movies and TV shows. But there used to always be this horror trope about the jilted lesbian lover.
Yes.
Did you get that vibe from this movie too?
I mean, not really, because I feel like Rebecca transcends sexuality. Like she's so crazy that she like doesn't have the energy to fuck. Like I got that vibe, like her, where it's like the obsession that you would have for like a partner or somebody that you want to fuck. That's like the energy. That's what she's putting on. Yeah. On the roommate. So it's like I really got asexual vibes from her.
Interesting.
And I don't want to portray asexuals.
Asexuals, they're dangerous. Get away from them. Yeah, they don't want sex. They want murder.
I don't want to say that the only way somebody could possibly be asexual is that they're so obsessed with somebody that they. But yeah, those are the vibes that I got from.
Okay, I was feeling a little more towards, especially once we got to her flirting with the other friend who's offering the apartment.
Yes, yeah.
I did start feeling like, okay, maybe she is like obsessed with Sarah in more of a sexual like I want to be with her, but I want to be with her kind of thing. Because it also, even when she does run into Nina
Dobrev,
when she does run into her, even like not knowing the full details of what transpired between them, it still has that feeling of like, you were obsessed with me and I told you no and you would not stop.
Yes, yeah.
That's at least what I was reading, but again, I mean, that I didn't even think of it.
I think if they made this movie now, there would be a gay aspect, but that's only because
if they made this movie now, the boyfriend would be the villain. Yeah. Let's be honest. His opening joke, no credits. She comes back to the room. She tells her roommate about this horrible guy who made these horrible jokes. And she's like, you don't need men. Then they fuck, and then the movie ends.
Perfect
and
movie.
they adopt 2 bulldogs and build a bench.
Build a bench.
I that's what I always
Where
assume.
they can make out.
They could make out and have 2 bulldogs. I want them to have bulldogs. I love bulldogs. But yeah, overall though, like I mean, this movie is it an entertaining watch in like a hate watch kind of way, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect
movie. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
cut you,
go for it.
But perfect movie. You're having like a movie night with the girlies and the gays, and you want to watch something like that's bad. You want to laugh with your friends. Like this is, I think, the perfect movie.
This is a good bad movie just to put on.
Yeah.
And then like a party, just let it play. So the TV is just playing something. Doesn't need sound, and you can every now and then you're having a boring conversation. The fuck is going on in here?
Yeah. Oh, she's putting the cat in the dryer. Oh, that's.
Oh my God! Someone put the sound on. I gotta hear that. I gotta find out. Oh, never mind. Or you see Billy Zane and you're like, everybody, shut the fuck up.
His head is so bald and smooth.
It's the smoothest. And not a bit of eyeliner, which is very disappointing. I remember watching Titanic, just being like, "What's wrong with his eyes?" As a kid, just being, what is this? What's wrong with this pretty man? But that's cool. I'm glad you said that because that does answer one of my one of our wrap up questions is when's the perfect time to watch this movie?
Yes,
and I agree. This is a perfect movie just to put on, just for the sake of putting it on in the background. Let it play. If it piques your interest, it piques your interest. If it doesn't, you're not alone. But overall, Mandy, in terms of I feel like I already know. I already know my picks for the ratings and everything. But in terms of a movie rating, 1 being the worst movie ever made, 10 being the fucking Citizen Kane of horror movies, where would you put this? Just as a movie.
Just as a movie. I feel like I feel like this is too high, but I would give it a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I gave it a 1. I gave it a hard 1. Okay. On the scary rating, 1 to 10, 1 being Hotel Transylvania, 10 being the scariest thing you've ever seen in your life. Where are you putting it?
I think. Can I say 4 again?
You can. You can't say 4 because I'm going to say 1 again. 1's across the board, which again isn't a bad thing. It's just not a good movie.
No, it's really bad. I will say the things that save it. Good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Just like when they're in the club and stuff like that. Good soundtrack. I mean, I feel like 4 is too high, but I'm sticking.
But if that's what you feel in your heart,
I think it is because I saw it when I was a kid, and rewatching it made me feel like I'm living in LA just like them. And I don't have a roommate. So
wow,
I'm
they're
safe.
just like me.
And I've grown up. And I don't work in fashion, but I like fashion.
At least my roommate's not killing me. And then in terms of our horror bin, we have 4 tiers. We got the top tier, which is the go-to movies, the ones that are a no-brainer. These are the horror movies you just gotta watch. You got your Screams, Evil Deads. You got tier 2, which is the goods, not greats, but still goods. Tier 3, the ones that they're okay, but they're the hidden treasures. You watch them every now and then when you come across them. And you got the bottom, which is just you watch it once and then probably never again. Where are you putting this one at?
4 again.
Yeah, 4. This time I'll join you on 4.
Yeah, this time it makes sense.
It's the roommate, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, is joining the likes of Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. But Mandy, thank you so much for bringing this movie. I really enjoyed it. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up about the movie? I know you said you came up with some fun facts. So you dropped a few.
No, that was about it. Just it is crazy that the fun fact was that it derailed the career. So that's just mean.
So someone was just like, "This is fun." It ruined 2 lives. Yeah. I don't know. It does seem like what's her name? Minka Kelly, I think, kind of bounced back in terms of the voiceover world because she does a lot more. I mean, she's a lot more TV Euphoria, Titans. She's done Robot Chicken, Drunk History, Detroit, which is a great game. A little boring, but great game. Yeah, she's done good in TV, but I mean, I don't know about movie career.
Maybe one day you'll work with her.
One day, be like, The Roommate, and she'd be like, you know, it derailed my career.
Hey, I read that somewhere.
I had heard. Just saying. I just appreciate your work. That's all. You know, you should really meet Mandy Robins. Speaking of Mandy Robins, though, thank you again, Mandy, for being on the show. Thank you for bringing this movie. You got your camera right here. Let the people know where they find you, what you got going on.
You can just find me on Instagram at Mandy Robs. And I post like when I'm just doing shows around LA. I'm pretty adorable, so just find me on Instagram. She
is adorable. One of my favorite new comics. If you're ever in LA, come by the Comedy Store. She's one of the newer door guys. She's very, very funny. Check her out. Again, Mandy, thank you so much. And you guys can find me on all the things, Julian F. Comedy, julianfcomedy.com for all my show dates and tour dates. I'll be in Denver next month, July 26th to the 28th, doing Rise Comedy Festival, as well as probably Roast Battle. We'll see. Got to schedule that. And you guys can follow this podcast at HorrorBinPod on Instagram as well. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of this movie if you have the opportunity to watch it as well. Let us know what movies you want us to cover and TV shows as well. Anything in the realm of horror. And who knows, your suggestion might be featured on a future episode. But once again, Mandy, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And as we say on the end of every episode, you're a bad influence. Stay away from her. I'm fucking killing you. Bye.